back in the bullpen kind of shaping up so far through fall and early part of spring?
I think we're looking real good. I think we've improved a lot from last year for sure. Like those guys were saying, I think we got a lot of good new arms that got a lot better stuff, throw harder. So I think we're gonna end up having a lot more depth than last year. So we're looking good.
What's that process like when they bring in so many new arms? I mean, I'm sure it's a good thing with competition and things like that, but or do you just kind of have to worry about yourself and push through?
I mean, it's always about the team, but I think bringing in new guys that that are kind of adds that competition factor as to who's going to play and whatnot. I think it's good for the team. Obviously, when in the end, the team's got to stay close. So, but as far as like competition goes, I think it's good for the team and it makes everyone better. They feed off each other. So yeah.
For both of you guys, maybe what's the biggest point of growth and improvement you've seen in yourselves this fall?
I think definitely comfort. I know last year, I know probably, like Bryce said, a little bit nervous last year coming from a different school and coming back, and it's kind of like, you don't really have that unexpected, you know what to expect, and, you see all these new guys coming in, and so you kind of almost have to step up and kind of just, like, let these guys know that, like, hey, like, this might be a lot coming into it, but I promise it's going to work out once the season gets going.
Who out of the new guys that have come in hitting-wise have you been really impressed with?
Isaiah Lane, freshman, kid from California. I saw him in the fall, and he's always been extremely sound defensively. But, he's just worked his butt off over the offseason, and he's came back, and he's easily been one of the most impressive hitters that I've seen.
Yeah, and I think, like they were saying, Carter Frederick, God, I've seen that kid hit balls. I've seen him for one fall, and he's already hit balls harder than I've ever seen hit in college baseball. So he's definitely a guy I'm excited to watch here in the spring.
Both guys, what's it like to pitch with an outfield like Dennis Spikerman that's going to cover the whole thing for you? How much comfort does that give you guys on the mound?
All of it.
A lot.
It's nice to go up there, and I'd even say with our entire infield right now, I think our whole, as like the pitcher on the mound, you got to be fully committed to trust the guys behind you. So, it makes our job 100 times easier knowing that we got 8 guys behind us that are going to, give it up to try and get that out for you. So, obviously, of course, when you got a veteran outfield with Spikerman, Pettis, and Madron, it makes our job 100 times easier.
It's been like seeing just the core guys with Jackson and Kendall and Spike, everybody that's coming back from the last couple of years, leadership positions. You guys find yourself in kind of the same boat?
Yeah, I think obviously the veteran guys that have been here a while are going to take over, provide that leadership. But I think as far as this year goes, I think pretty much all of us, all the older guys, have kind of stepped up, been better leaders than we have in the past. So, and this team is it's been a lot closer than last year. So it's kind of exciting me as far as this year because I know that the teams that are closer have that chemistry, tend to do big things. So.
Is that something that's kind of organic? It can't be forced.
Yeah, it's something that's organic, but as far as like relationships, but as far as holding your teammates accountable and stuff like that, managing each other, making sure everyone's on top of what they're doing, that's kind of, that's something that you definitely have to work at and make sure, we're doing that, providing that to the younger guys. So.
Year 2 working with Easton, how much further along is that chemistry, I guess, now that,
I think I definitely clicked with him pretty early just because I've known him for a while. I played with his older brother, B-Car, so I knew him. We already had, a little bit of chemistry, but definitely throwing to him for a whole season has definitely improved that, made it easier for him to know me and for me to know him, so it's definitely click a lot better now.
I think it's just, you can just tell just everything about him from last year, his maturity, his work ethic, everything has improved. And, he's really working hard back there every single pitch of the game. And, like Skip said, we got good depth in that position. And I think that's good for him because it's pushing him to be a better catcher every day. And so it's definitely improved my relationship with him throwing there.
Guys, the staff, it has to be, there's got to be so many arms, it's tough to get through a weekend series, and things like that. I know you two are really important to it. But as a staff, do you feel like you guys have the talent to have a really good season this year?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. A
You
lot
wanna
of
take this
depth
one?
this year. Yeah, a lot of depth this year, like I said earlier. One thing about as far as us, we came out of the pen last year, is when you come in the game, you're picking up the starters, so it's up to you. You don't want their runs to score, you want to pick them up. So we want to be able to trust each other. Coming out of the pen or starting, whatever it is, we want to be able to pick each other up and, do our jobs. So, yeah.
100%. I think it also has to come down to guys committing to the role. We have so many good arms. It's like, it's almost looking at it like, who do we start this game, aside from like Jamie Hitt, who was productive for us all last year. And so I think that like once we have so many talented arms that once guys really just buy in to the reliever, closer, starter, whatever role that they have, I think this is one of the most talented pitching staffs I've ever been a part of.
Carter, I've been told you're a hell of a piano player. Is that factual?
It's factual. So it's funny. I had my brother had a keyboard whenever I was like, God, I was in like 3rd, 4th grade, and I was literally at home one day and I was just bored. So I just was like, I'm gonna learn piano, and then ever since I just kind of taught myself, and I play a little bit from, every once in a while, not but yeah. So it's something that it's a part of me. I'm decent. I try to do what I can.
Carter, are you a good singer?
No, I wish. Mason Strong is, though. He can sing. He's a good singer. No, I wish I could.
You guys open in Arlington. What are some of the things you like about playing down there?
It's a graveyard. You got to really give one up to get it going. So and I think also kind of having a year of experience under my belt at least of playing there, you kind of get over the bright lights and the big league stadium. So now it's just you look at it as another game.
Yeah, you give one up there. It was deserved. So, yeah.